Hello. I'm doing another ramble, and I've decided that I'm going to edit this one. I think it's going to be better for me to edit rambles so that I can do fixings of my speech patterns, because they really annoy me when they're not edited sometimes, especially when I'm thinking, and rambling occasionally needs you to stop and think. I just oh, I'm so creative. I teleported past that room because I didn't like it. Yeah, teleported past that room. I didn't like it. Where am I going? Up here. Okay. So this is a ramble that one of my online friends said I should do on my channel because apparently it was interesting, and it's a story I like to tell. Damn it, really? Alright, sure. So, I have some interesting dreams sometimes. I don't dream often, but when I do, they operate under fantasy logic. Why is there a way out? I didn't put the way out here. For example, one of the dreams I had was about the gnome apocalypse. Like, garden gnomes apocalypse. I started off in what was a weird combination of my primary school and my high school, but it was my high school. So it was my high school, but we went on an excursion to what looked like the back of my primary school, except with, like, you know, roller coasters and spider webs and everything. And it doesn't really matter what happened on that excursion. Incursion, they could never really tell, like, it switched between being an excursion and incursion in the way people talked about it in the dream. But I'm self-aware when I'm dreaming. Glass pane parkour is terrible. It's so easy to fall off of the panes. Yeah, I'm self-aware that I'm dreaming. So, most of the things that happened, I'd be sort of freaked out if they happened in real life. Like, if in real life somebody fell out of a roller coaster into what looked like a spider web of living vines, I would be concerned, you know? But in a dream, it's just like, okay, sure, dream logic, that works. Not going to question it, not going to worry about it. So I remember us exiting the portal. There was a portal just at the entrance of my high school. I didn't question it because dream logic, you know? I remember the main teacher that was supposed to be looking over the excursion telling me to go get another teacher because things had gone wrong, so I exited the portal and I found a new teacher, and purple mist starts pouring out of the portal, and garden gnomes pop out of the mist. And I say to the new teacher, I was told to go get you, but I'm pretty sure that the apocalypse just started. I'm so mad. I'm pretty sure that the apocalypse just started, so I'm gonna go home now, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. And the teacher tried to tell me that I couldn't do that, but the gnomes were pouring out of the portal very fast, and the purple mist was swirling out of it, and I don't know how I knew. I don't remember if I looked at someone as it happened, or if I just knew intuitively, because it was my dream, that if the garden gnomes bit someone, that person would have 3 to 5 minutes before turning into 3 to 5 garden gnomes themselves that would then, you know, try and bite people and spread it more. So that was something that I tried to avoid, I suppose. Is there anything in the house? I'm keeping the rose in my hand because I have a default skin and I don't want to have a default skin. There is a way up here. Okay. What do I do now that I'm up here? Is this the way you're supposed to go? I mean, I don't think it's the way I'm supposed to go, but I think I can go this way. I mean, I want to be up there, don't I? because I'm not going to be able to make that, okay? So, the teacher got a little distracted from me and from trying to convince me that I should, in fact, stay on school property because, gnomes were pouring out and trying to kill people. This tall grass means that I can't open the door. I didn't mean to do that. This whole thing of having a rose is against the rules of this world, but I just don't want there to be a default hand. I don't think you can fault me for that. I just really don't want a default skin. I don't want to record with a default skin. But I kind of have to because I don't have internet. And I need a video. So anyway, I decided that I don't need to be at school during the gnome apocalypse, and that it's just going to be better for me to walk home. And the way I got home was with buses. So I was walking up the hill to catch the public bus. Not even the school buses, because those are at the end of the day. I just decided that the public bus was going to be the best way to go. I don't know what I was thinking, because if I think about it, if I actually think about it, then I realize that the public bus comes every hour or so, and there's no way I can be safely waiting at a bus stop for an hour while things are trying to bite you and turn you into more of those things. Like, that's just not how it works. So I was walking up the hill, and one of my friends at the time, their grandparents were driving them home, and they stopped, like, they pulled over and opened the door, and they yelled at me, "Shay, are you crazy? Get in the car!" And I was like, I mean, alright, it's not like I can die, this is a dream, but sure. It's very difficult to convince people you're dreaming because they tend to be under the impression that their reality is the correct one, even though I am very aware that my reality is my reality. I always know when I'm dreaming, I always know when I'm awake. That is my superpower, and I am very grateful for it. I really don't know where to go. I feel like I need to go there, but I don't know how to get there. Because I can't make that jump. So, I don't remember exactly when it happened, but I do remember that their grandfather got bitten somewhere along them taking me home, and that the friend and I holed up in that friend's treehouse because the house wasn't safe. There was someone infected in the house, and I was trying to comfort my friend because their grandfather was, turning into a bunch of gnomes. Ooh, what if I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Yeah, I remember feeling very guilty because it was my dream, and if I wasn't dreaming, then my friend wouldn't have to be, grieving for their grandfather. If it wasn't a dream, it wouldn't have happened. It was in my head, and that's why this fictional dream version of my friend was suffering, and I remember feeling very guilty for that. Another one of the cool sort of dreams that I've had is what I like to call the Fandom Island Hunger Games. I think it's a duology. There's been 2 of them. I remember the first one started out when I was on a boat with some of my favorite YouTubers at the time, and we were just hanging out, and it was so cool. I was having fun joking around with them, talking with them, and then we pulled up on this island, and we watched from a spectator point of view, but then my dreams switched over into being one of the characters, and that particular character was a color-bended version of Coraline. So instead of blue hair, it was purple hair. Instead of a yellow raincoat, it was like a black trench coat kind of thing. It was I'm so bad at slime parkour. I just haven't had much time to practice slime parkour. I'm sorry that you have to watch me jump through this. Personally, I find it fun, but I recognize that it might be a little frustrating to viewers. Okay, that's clearly not working. How do I make that work? What if I go from higher up? Yeah. And she, the color-bended version of Caroline, was up against a version, like an off-brand version of Dash from The Incredibles. That looks like it'll work. There we go. Where am I going now? Ooh. Ooh? Okay. I'm not going to question that. I'm just going to get back there. And I don't remember much about that first dream. I remember being in a boat joking around with the YouTubers. I remember sharks? I think it might have just been discussing sharks. And the fact that there was a Hunger Games type thing with off-brand versions of fictional characters. But I don't remember how it ended. I think the recolored version of Caroline won, which annoyed the off-brand Dash, who I think his name was Blitz, but I don't remember. Because he was very competitive and was, in the terms of Hunger Games, he was a career. He had the best chances to win, and this weird girl in a trench coat shouldn't have stopped him. And that was very entertaining, and it was very fun at the time. But what really strikes me about that one is I came back to that same universe, and it took me a while to piece it together. It took the version of Dash saying, "Don't you remember me? You won against me," to me, which I think it was me at the time and not Caroline. But I really am struggling to make that jump. Alright, sure. It took that to figure out that it had been sort of a sequel to a dream I had had 4, 5, maybe 6 years before. But it revealed to me that the reason this off-brand version of Dash was so determined to win was because he grew up on this island and his mother died on this island, and you could see when it got dark glowing areas. There were glowing lights among the trees, and he would be able to tell you why a part of her spirit stuck around here. Like, this was her favorite tree, and now its leaves are lit with glowing blue lights to remind him that he's not alone because his mother is still here. There was a flat disc out at sea that he could run us up to, and then we could stand on the flat disc of blue glowing energy on the sea, and he would talk about how that was one of his mother's favorite spots, and apparently the reason that he wanted to win the Hunger Games so badly was because this island was his home, and one of the prizes for winning was like the island or something, and he was worried that whoever won was going to take his home away from him. And I thought that that was really, really interesting. I think those are my two most interesting dreams that I tell stories of. I have an interesting relationship with dreams. I think my whole family has interesting relationships with dreams. But yeah, those are the two main dreams that I wanted to tell you about. I passed a whole level, I got stuck on a new one, but this level is cool and I want to keep playing. Why do I always have this problem with this series? I just don't want to stop doing the parkour. I guess maybe I'll talk a little bit about... No, never mind. I won't talk about why I choose to do parkour in this series, because a lot of people do PvP for commentary style videos like this, telling you stories about my life, my experiences, my dreams, things that happen. A lot of people do PvP. I do parkour, but apparently, since I keep failing the parkour, I shouldn't tell you about that. Would you be interested in that? I don't know. It'll probably happen anyway. Oh, this is my first video using a new microphone. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm very excited that I actually have a microphone now. So if you stuck around long enough into this video to hear that I have a new microphone, I hope you're excited by that. I'm goodbye. Nope, can't make that jump. Going home now.